Okay, but first step, let's just get you to do some reading, okay? I'd love to listen to you read for a couple minutes, okay? Does that sound okay?
Harrigan placed a hand on Zach's desk chair and said, "May I?" Zach nodded. The senator sat and Zach took a seat at the end of the bed. "It probably won't come as a shock to you," Senator Harrigan said, grinning. "But sometimes I feel as if I'm working for her." Zach heard a buzzing sound. Senator Harrigan whipped out his BlackBerry, nodded in a tired way. "Listen, I've got to be going. I'm flying to Ohio tonight. But before I left, I wanted you to know how I felt about your dad. That wasn't just another campaigning speech downstairs. That came from the heart. He really was the finest man I've ever known." "Thanks," Zach said. "Me too," the senator said. "The world became less safe as soon as he was gone, and our enemies probably see an opening." Zach just sat there, listening to him now, the way he had downstairs, still trying to process the fact that somebody who might be next president of the United States was actually sitting in his room. Senator Harrigan stood up. So did Zach. The senator said, "We'll have a longer talk about this the next time we're together." He put out his hand and Zach shook it. Hearing his dad's voice in his head as he did, making sure he looked Senator Harrigan right in the eye. Okay, I'm just gonna read one page.
That's good, yeah. Okay.
When yesterday I didn't actually know this guy's name. This guy's name was Tom Harriman. There.
So you've learned a little bit since we met last?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And his mother's name is... that's her mother's name, Elizabeth Townsend Harriman.
So you've gotten a little deeper into the book, and you're probably understanding it a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me a little bit about the characters now?
Okay. First, I thought that this Tom Harriman was the main character, right? But he really isn't. His son Zach is the main character, and I went a bit to the back, and Zach took Tom Harriman's place.
Okay. In what? Took his place
in secret agent.
So his father was a secret agent, and he's taken the place.
And the reason is that Tom Harriman died in a plane crash.
Okay.
So before that, I thought this. First, this is the question in page 10. What is a NASCAR? And page 20, is Tom Harriman going to die? And page 24, yes, he is dead. And this is page 32, 2 questions.
So you're working a lot on your questions.
This is a connection.
Okay.
I think I will be very sad when I lose my dad, because Zach lost his dad, and this is Zach's real name is Zach Harriman.
So what's your connection here? So you're in the text, what happened?
This is a text-to-self connection. In the story, Zach's father died.
And what happens when he died? How does...
he got a funeral.
Okay, and Zach's at the funeral and it talks about that, his feelings?
And he's sad for 2 weeks.
Okay. And then you're saying?
I think I will be very sad when my father dies.
That's That's a nice connection. Do you think that's a deep connection or a surface connection?
That's deep to me.
Yeah, that's getting very deep. Okay, what else have you been doing?
This is another connection at page 40. I need to. Sometimes I feel nothing in my knuckles. That means I feel nothing. Because at page 40, he punched the brick wall because he was so angry at his friend. So, and then he thought that his knuckles were going to be bruised, but it wasn't, and then he felt nothing in his knuckles. So that's.
What's your connection there? What are you connecting that to?
Sometimes I feel nothing because sometimes when I'm very, very angry, I don't feel anything in my knuckles. I just care about the person I'm angry at and and everything he's done bad about.
Okay, so you're saying that sometimes you might hit something and you also have that sensation where it's all in your mind, you're just feeling emotions, you don't really feel physical pain. Wow. Okay, Yinsu, what I'm seeing you do is make a lot of deep connections. Even, you haven't even had a chance since then, so I know you've been thinking about this, okay? And I can see that you're using those thick questions that we talked about last week. When I was listening to your reading, I saw a lot of good problem solving for words, okay? There were a couple tricky words in there, and I noticed you either broke them up, or when you said them, you went and checked back with them, okay? What I want you to do is take a look at this, and we'll think about your reading that we're doing, okay? So we know this, we've done this checklist many times, right? So I want you to go through here and just think to yourself, which ones do you think you're doing really well, and which one do you think you can improve?
I think I need to prove that. I think I'm good at this
Okay,
and that.
okay.
And I need to prove these.
So you think that your rate is good, and your punctuation is good, and your accuracy and expression are two things that you need to work on? Okay, when I was listening to you, I thought your rate was fantastic, okay? Not too fast, not too slow. Also, great pausing and stopping for punctuation. Accuracy, I actually found you were doing, like I said, some great problem solving for those words, okay? And I agree, the one area that maybe we could work on and talk about today is expression. And when we talk about expression, we don't just mean when there's dialogue, right? It's not just about, let's put your book up here. It's not just about when people are talking, putting on voices and that. That's not all that we talk about with expression, right? Expression is also about thinking about what's happening in the story between the characters. What is the tone? Are the characters feeling friendship with each other, feeling happy? Or is there some nervousness? What is kind of happening in the scene? So let's go back to where you were reading for me. So go back to those pages.
Right, it's this page.
Your bookmark could help us, right? Okay, so here you were reading, and your rate was nice, but you kept kind of the same rate the whole time. And your voice volume kind of stayed the same the whole time, right? So part of expression is changing that up a little bit. Remember we talked about our tone when we're speaking. So let's think about what he's saying here. He's talking about Zach's dad, right? Imagine I'm talking to you about your dad who has passed away. Am I just going to talk at a normal rate? Probably not. I might slow down and really be sincere when I'm talking to you, right? That wasn't just another campaign speech downstairs. That came from the heart. He really was the finest man I've ever known. So do you see how I'm not doing a voice to change my expression. I'm just pausing and pacing a little bit different. And then if this is Zach coming in, maybe like kind of quietly, I think it's, yeah. Okay, try that.
Thanks. That Zach said. Me too.
Great. The senator said, the world became less safe as soon as he was gone. And our enemies probably see an opening. So again, kind of slower, and then we can change the rate a little bit. But this is kind of a gloomy kind of passage. There's not a lot of action. It's just two people talking about a person who has passed away. So I think that the pace for a lot of this might be a little bit slow, especially when they're talking. Later on, my prediction is that there's going to be some action scenes, right? So you might read those a little bit quicker, like, and then he grabbed the gun, you know, or he flew the plane into the mountain. The actions might happen with a quicker rate. Do you understand what I'm saying there? Do you agree? Okay. So, let's think about this and maybe set a goal for yourselves, okay? So, as you're reading, you can think about the mood, think about what's happening in the scene, and when you're reading out loud, kind of reflect that in your voice, okay? So your rate is great, but maybe we're thinking about slowing down and speeding up for different things, okay? And putting some of that emotion, okay? Why don't we get you to write that down as your little goal, okay? Let's write that down. So what do you think I'm saying? That's what you need to write down. Okay, that sounds good, okay? So, just tell me in your own words what you think you're going to do.
I think I'm going to, because I'm really good at voicing when I'm in Korean class, because it's not a foreign language,
Yeah.
and it's kind of hard to voice it because it's a foreign language.
So what you're doing by thinking about the scene, you're actually using one of our comprehension strategies, right? Showing expressive reading shows that you understand what's happening. You understand if it's a fight scene or if it's a slow emotional scene. So it's great. It should be a challenge, okay? You're a very strong reader. You have lots of great comprehension strategies that you're using. So this is a good challenge for you, I think, okay? Okay, awesome job. Thank you, honey. Really nice.